Thank you, friends, for support from my channel. Today we're going to have a new lesson about past modals and phrasal modals of obligation. For example, we have a subject, then we add the modal, then have plus past participle, then we have a complement, then we have a clause. For example, if we look at the sentences, Sarah should have studied for her final exam, but she did not study. If we look at the sentences here, we have Sarah, then we have the modal, then we add have, then plus past participle to make the modal or the whole sentences to be take places in the past. Then we look at the second sentences. Sardar should have thought about his friend when he needed his assist. If we look at the sentence, we have a subject, we have a modal, then we add have, then past participle. The other is, if you look here, we say should, then have, then thought, which is the past participle of thing. And then we could have sentences like this. For example, subject plus was or were, depend on the subject, we have it here. Then plus modal, then verb, then ing, then object or complement, then clause. For example, look here. Sarah was supposed to be taking the garbage out, but she asked her brother to do instead. If we look at the sentences here, we have the subject, then we have verb to be, or sometimes called be verb, then it was, then we have supposed to. That's also, we call them semi-modals. Then we have be, then we have taking, then it's gonna make in the past, the modal, the sentence or the whole sentence would be in the past and also be continued, because here I have be taking. If you look to the sentences, sometimes you could have it same subject, was or were, then modal, then verb, then object or complement, then clause. If you look to the sentences here, let's look at it. They were supposed to take an exam, but they did not attend the class. If we look to the sentences here, we have a subject, then we have be verb or verb to be, where, because I have a subject here, is they, then I have to use where. Then we have the semi-modal, supposed to. Then we have the verb, because after the modal, we said we have to have the root of the verb. Exactly same thing here. If we look to the sentences before, that's the be verb, then the semi-modal, then we have be, which is the root of be. Then we have ing form, because this is be is work as is or, and then sometimes say am also, because be verb is going to be substituted by those three. If we look at the other sentences here, Sardar was supposed to hand in my essay, but he forgot to do it. If we look at the sentences, subject, Sardar, was, be verb or verb to be, then we have the semi-modal, and then we have hand, then the rest of the sentences. If we look those two sentences, we see this has happened. The sentences, the whole gonna be in the past, because here I have was and were, and same thing here we have was, then the next sentence or the modal to be in the past. If we look here, the second sentences, subject, then we have the modal itself in the past, then verb, then object or complement, then clause. For example, Sarah had to work all the day, but she did not go to the factory. If we look here, we have a subject, then we have the modal had to, which is Same thing is the past of the modal must or have to or has to. Then we change it to had to. Then in this cases, the whole modal or the whole sentences is happened in the past. If you look to the other sentences, university students should wear uniform when they attend the college. Same thing we look here. We have a subject, university students. Then we have should. It means the modal is in the past. Then we have the root of the verb, which is wear. If we look to the other sentences, we have a subject, then we use did. Then sometimes maybe we make it negative. Then we have the modal, then the verb, root of the verb, then we have an object or complement. Let's look to the sentences. Sarah did not have to study for the exam because it's so easy for her. If you look to the sentences, we have Sarah as the subject, then we have did. It makes the modal to be in the past, or the whole sentences to be in the past. Then we have did not, then we have to. That's the modal, we have it here. This is did is gonna be the auxiliary. This is have to is the modal. Then we have the root of the verb study. If we look to the other sentences, Sardar did not have to go to the party, but he wanted to see his friends. Then look at the sentences here. We have a subject, then we have did not to make the modal to be in the past. Then we have to, that's the modal. Then we have the root of the verb go, then the rest of the sentences. Then sometimes we have subject, past simple, then that, then subject, then the past modal, and then plus the verb or the root of the verb. Then the whole model is going to be in the past. For example, Sarah thought that she needed to save more money. If you look here, we have a subject, then we have thought, it's in the past. Then we have the clause here is going to be the object of the sentences. There we have that. Then the clause, we have she is the subject. Then needed to. That's the modal in the past. Then we have the root of the verb. Then the rest of the sentences. Thank you very much for watching. Keep watching my video.